Inside a California courtroom today, we heard new details about the chaotic scene around Michael Jackson as he lay dying.
What really happened in Michael Jackson's last hours? Leaked recordings and courtroom testimony reveal a star caught between artistic brilliance and physical collapse. From the Staples Center exit to the frantic 911 call. These moments reveal the devastating price that can hide behind perfection. Even after warning signs reportedly surfaced, the medications allegedly continued, raising disturbing questions that still haunt many observers today. The emergency room mystery. The terrifying minutes after the medical crisis unfolded were later reconstructed through a chilling 911 recording and courtroom testimony that exposed what some believe were alarming breakdowns in basic emergency procedures. As Michael Jackson remained unresponsive inside the mansion, longtime security guard Alberto Alvarez would eventually become one of the most important witnesses, recounting scenes that painted a deeply unsettling picture. According to testimony, Alvarez entered the bedroom and saw Dr. Conrad Murray attempting CPR while Michael lay on a soft mattress, an approach widely considered medically ineffective. Even more heartbreaking, Michael's young children were reportedly nearby, witnessing parts of the chaos as adults desperately tried to save him. But that was only the beginning. Alvarez later testified that precious time may have been lost before emergency services were finally contacted. He claimed he was instructed to gather medical containers and remove an 4-bag containing a strange, milky liquid before the 911 call was placed. Prosecutors would later point to this testimony as a crucial element in their case, arguing that confusion, hesitation, and alleged efforts to conceal evidence overshadowed the final desperate attempt to save one of music's most iconic figures, while those closest to him endured the unimaginable behind closed doors. Now, attention has shifted to an eerie image circulating across social media. The photograph appears to show a man resembling Michael Jackson lying alone in bed, his pale face resting against a white pillow beneath an elaborate gold headboard. Dark strands of hair partially cover his face as he stares into the distance, creating an unsettling feeling of loneliness and despair. At first glance, many viewers believed they were looking at an intimate private moment. However, very little is actually known about where the image originated, and its authenticity remains heavily disputed online. Some believe it offers a heartbreaking glimpse into his final days, while others remain skeptical. What do you think? Share your thoughts below. Critical medical delays. Inside the quiet mansion, every passing second mattered. Yet what followed has been described by many as a devastating chain of missed opportunities. Early resuscitation efforts were reportedly compromised almost immediately. Despite instructions from the emergency dispatcher, CPR continued on a bed instead of a hard surface, potentially reducing its effectiveness during the most crucial moments. The situation allegedly became even more complicated when responding paramedics were not initially informed about the propofol administered earlier. Without that critical information, first responders reportedly treated the emergency as a case of severe exhaustion rather than a complex drug-related collapse, delaying specialized intervention. By the time Michael arrived at UCLA Medical Center, an experienced team fought relentlessly for more than an hour, using every available advanced procedure in an effort to reverse the crisis. Tragically, the battle could not overcome the events already set into motion. At 2:26 p.m., Michael Jackson was officially pronounced dead, bringing an unbearably painful day to a close and leaving his family to face a silence that would never truly fade. A quiet final curtain had fallen on a life that changed music forever. After an explosive rehearsal that reportedly left everyone impressed, Michael Jackson arrived back at his mansion around 12:30 a.m. To those around him, he appeared energized, almost unstoppable. But behind the closed doors of his private suite, a very different battle was unfolding. The bedroom had effectively become a makeshift medical space. As the night stretched into morning, Jackson was reportedly given medications intended to help combat the relentless insomnia that had plagued him for years. Yet sleep still refused to come. By approximately 10:40 a.m., according to court testimony, Michael allegedly requested propofol in yet another desperate attempt to rest. What happened next remains one of the most heartbreaking chapters in entertainment history. At some point, silence took over the room. And during that silence, critics argue, crucial opportunities to intervene may have slipped away forever. When Jackson was eventually found unresponsive, valuable minutes were reportedly spent attempting revival efforts that ultimately proved unsuccessful, all while members of his family, including his children, were nearby as unimaginable scenes unfolded. By the time emergency responders received the call at 12:26 p.m., events had already spiraled beyond recovery. At 2:26 p.m., the world officially lost the man known as the King of Pop, bringing an agonizing end to what many describe as his final haunting hours, the final act. By 2009, enormous expectations weighed heavily on Michael Jackson. Reports suggested he faced financial obligations reaching hundreds of millions of dollars. Against that backdrop, the ambitious This Is It residency was born. What began as a concert series evolved into something far bigger, a mission to protect his legacy, rebuild his finances, and secure the future of his children. But the stakes could not have been higher. Preparing for 50 performances demanded extraordinary discipline. Endless rehearsals, global scrutiny, and the pressure of returning to the world's biggest stage created an atmosphere many insiders described as intense and unforgiving. Throughout his life, Jackson had pursued perfection relentlessly, and according to those close to the production, that pursuit had not diminished. If anything, it had intensified. Despite reportedly battling chronic pain and severe insomnia, Jackson continued pushing forward. He poured whatever strength remained into rehearsals, determined to deliver a comeback worthy of his legendary status. Some observers believe his reported dependence on powerful sleep medications reflected the overwhelming pressures surrounding the production. In the end, This Is It became more than a concert residency. It became a symbol of devotion, sacrifice, and an artist refusing to abandon his audience despite extraordinary personal struggles. A global farewell. When news of Michael Jackson's death broke on June 25, 2009, shockwaves moved across the planet with astonishing speed. Millions desperately searched for answers, generating so much online traffic that major platforms reportedly experienced significant disruptions. From crowded city squares to living rooms across the globe, people struggled to comprehend that one of the most influential entertainers in history was suddenly gone. The grief was immediate, and it was worldwide. On July 7th, thousands gathered inside the Staples Center in Los Angeles for a memorial service honoring his life. Nearly 17,500 people filled the arena, while tens of millions more watched from home, united in mourning. The atmosphere was heavy. Mariah Carey delivered an emotional performance. Stevie Wonder offered heartfelt reflections. Through music, memories, and tears, friends, family, and fans attempted to say goodbye to an artist whose impact transcended generations. The visionary's heart. During later legal proceedings, an audio recording from May 10th, 2009 captured public attention. Many listeners viewed it as a revealing glimpse into Jackson's state of mind during his final months. In the recording, he spoke passionately about dreams of building a world-class medical facility for children. His speech appeared noticeably slow, something many attributed to exhaustion or medication. Yet despite that, his message remained strikingly clear. Jackson described wanting to create a sanctuary for young people and repeatedly emphasized compassion, healing, and hope. At one point, he explained that many of his songs were born from personal pain, saying, "These are the songs I've written because I hurt." For countless fans, those words offered an intimate reminder of the humanitarian spirit they believed defined him. Even now, many continue to see his legacy not only through music, but through the love, empathy, and kindness he hoped would outlive him. The shadow of suspicion. As the world mourned, painful divisions reportedly emerged within Michael Jackson's own family regarding the circumstances surrounding his death. Among the most outspoken voices was his sister, LaToya Jackson. In multiple interviews, she publicly questioned the official narrative and suggested that larger forces may have contributed to the tragedy. She argued that responsibility extended beyond any single individual and alleged that dangerous influences surrounded Michael during his final months. Those comments ignited enormous controversy. While official investigations concluded that medical negligence played a central role in Jackson's death, LaToya's statements fueled years of speculation, media debate, and disagreement among fans and family members alike. And even today, questions surrounding Michael Jackson's final hours continue to generate intense discussion, leaving some wondering whether the full story has ever truly been told. Justice for Jackson. What began as the heartbreaking loss of one of the world's most celebrated entertainers soon evolved into one of the most closely watched legal battles in modern entertainment history. As investigators pieced together the final hours, the Los Angeles County coroner ultimately determined that Michael Jackson died from acute propofol intoxication combined with additional sedatives. According to official findings, the mixture proved fatal and should only have been administered in a properly equipped medical setting under constant supervision. The revelation sent shockwaves across the globe. By 2011, attention shifted from memorials to the courtroom as Dr. Conrad Murray stood trial on charges of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors argued that administering such potent anesthetics inside a private residence represented a profound breach of medical responsibility. Throughout the proceedings, jurors heard extensive testimony detailing the events surrounding Jackson's final hours. The stakes could not have been higher. After weeks of testimony, the jury returned a guilty verdict. Murray was sentenced to 4 years behind bars. However, due to local correctional policies, he was released after serving approximately 2 years. In later interviews, Murray suggested that he believed he had been betrayed and unfairly placed in an impossible situation. But for many, those comments only intensified the controversy. Professionally, the consequences proved irreversible. Medical authorities across multiple states suspended or revoked his licenses, effectively ending his ability to practice medicine in the United States. He eventually relocated overseas, his name forever linked to one of entertainment's darkest chapters, seeking ultimate justice. For years, official rulings shaped the public understanding of Michael Jackson's death. Yet within his family, some believed the story extended far beyond medical negligence. Among them was his daughter, Paris Jackson. In a widely discussed interview in 2017, Paris openly shared her belief that her father's death was not simply the result of negligence. Referring to comments Michael allegedly made during his final months about people being out to get him, she suggested that deeper forces may have been at work. Her remarks reignited long-standing debates. Although Dr. Conrad Murray had already been convicted, Paris indicated that she viewed him as only one piece of a much larger picture. According to her perspective, others involved in the intense pressures surrounding Michael's planned comeback should also be scrutinized. For Paris, this was never about speculation for speculation's sake. Those close to her say it remains a deeply personal conviction shaped by grief, unanswered questions, and years spent navigating the enormous weight of her father's legacy. To this day, she continues to protect that legacy on her own terms while searching for what she believes is a fuller understanding of the truth. Myths and reality. Few public figures have inspired as much fascination, admiration, and speculation as Michael Jackson. Even decades later, separating documented facts from persistent rumors remains an ongoing challenge. Speculation surrounding his appearance also persisted for years. Many critics suggested that Jackson intentionally changed his skin color. Yet medical documentation later confirmed that he suffered from vitiligo, a condition that causes significant loss of skin pigmentation and helped explain many of the visible changes in his appearance. His personal life also remained under intense scrutiny. Throughout his career, Jackson faced serious legal accusations that generated worldwide headlines. However, in 2005, he was acquitted on all charges in a court of law. Supporters have long argued that false allegations and financial pressures shaped much of the public narrative surrounding him. As history continues to examine his legacy, distinguishing established facts from media speculation remains essential in understanding both the man and the myth. The final rehearsals. The This Is It rehearsals now stand as a powerful and often emotional record of Michael Jackson's final creative chapter. Originally conceived as an extraordinary comeback series in London, the production demanded absolute dedication. According to those involved, Jackson immersed himself completely in rehearsals, obsessing over every detail while collaborating closely with musicians, dancers, designers, and production staff to bring his ambitious vision to life. Despite the extraordinary pressure surrounding the residency, many who worked alongside him described witnessing flashes of the brilliance that had defined his entire career. Even under immense strain, his command of the stage reportedly remained undeniable. Crew members frequently recalled a performer who was intensely focused, yet deeply engaged with those around him. The rehearsal footage reveals not only his elaborate stage concepts, but also the precision and discipline that fueled his artistry for decades. Today, those recordings serve as a bittersweet final portrait. They capture an artist still striving for perfection, still refining every movement, and still determined to give audiences something unforgettable right up until the very end. The choreographed struggle. Behind the polished performances and carefully crafted spectacle, some observers believe there were visible signs of exhaustion, physical strain, and a body being pushed to its limits. Yet even in rehearsal footage from Billie Jean, Michael's remarkable professionalism remained unmistakable. At the same time, those rehearsal tapes reveal something far more unsettling. While audiences would later see flashes of brilliance, insiders say the footage also exposed just how much Michael Jackson was battling behind the scenes during the final months of his life. He reportedly revisited certain routines again and again, obsessively perfecting every beat, pause, and movement. Nothing was considered finished. Even his legendary moonwalk was repeatedly adjusted as he chased the level of precision that had defined his entire career. For Michael, perfection was never optional. The rehearsals became a critical environment where choreography, lighting cues, musical timing, and dancer synchronization were constantly refined. Every transition mattered. Every camera angle mattered. Every second had to feel magical. But beneath that pursuit of perfection, observers described a far more troubling reality. Crew members and witnesses have claimed that Jackson frequently appeared physically weakened. Some recalled seeing him shiver uncontrollably, while others described moments of visible exhaustion during rehearsals. According to reports, sessions were occasionally shortened, interrupted, or canceled altogether as concerns surrounding his health reportedly intensified. Even so, he continued showing up. Those final rehearsals now stand as a deeply emotional portrait of an artist refusing to surrender, despite what many believe were mounting physical struggles happening behind closed doors. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. The Beat It rehearsal. Great performances are built on precision, and Michael Jackson approached Beat It with relentless determination. Behind the explosive energy, fans expected lay hours of painstaking preparation. Rehearsals centered heavily around the song's aggressive, conflict-inspired choreography, where absolute synchronization was essential. Every entrance, every turn, every reaction had to align perfectly with the music's sharp rhythmic changes. Nothing was left to chance. Jackson worked closely with his dancers, repeatedly refining sequences until they matched his exact vision. From stage positioning to split-second timing cues, he reportedly demanded complete unity across the entire production. Meanwhile, musicians collaborated with him to adapt subtle rhythmic elements for the live performances. According to those involved, Jackson often conserved his energy by focusing on movement, staging, and creative direction instead of performing every vocal passage at full strength. Still, despite occasional limitations reportedly caused by fatigue, his commitment to the production remained unwavering. Today, these rehearsal recordings remain powerful evidence of an artist still striving to deliver excellence, still determined to create a stage experience worthy of his legacy. The Thriller evolution. Few songs in music history carry the cultural weight of Thriller. Darkness, danger, and suspense have always defined Smooth Criminal. Inspired by classic Norse storytelling, the song evolved dramatically from its earliest demo versions into one of Jackson's most complex creations. During development, he reportedly utilized groundbreaking synclavier technology and even incorporated recordings of his own heartbeat to create the song's unmistakable rhythmic pulse. Under Quincy Jones' guidance, additional sonic elements, including sharp, gunshot-inspired percussion, helped intensify the track's tense narrative centered around the mysterious character Annie. But the performance's most unforgettable moment came with the impossible lean. Determined to create an illusion unlike anything audiences had ever witnessed, Jackson co-developed and patented specialized footwear capable of anchoring performers to the stage, allowing them to lean forward at astonishing angles seemingly beyond human capability. The innovation became one of the most iconic visual moments in entertainment history. Immortalized through an elaborate short film inspired partly by the elegant movement style of Fred Astaire, Smooth Criminal ultimately emerged as a groundbreaking fusion of cinematic storytelling, musical experimentation, and technical innovation. The Earth Song. More than a performance, Earth Song represented a desperate cry for humanity. During what would become his final rehearsal at the Staples Center on June 24, 2009, witnesses recalled Jackson delivering a surprisingly energetic rendition of the anthem, an emotionally haunting image given what would happen less than 24 hours later. The song was intended to serve as the emotional centerpiece of the entire show. Plans reportedly featured immersive dome technology projecting imagery of environmental destruction through the eyes of a young girl traveling across a devastated rainforest, blending activism and performance on an unprecedented scale. The production itself reflected extraordinary ambition. Massive mechanical equipment, including an elevated crane system and military-inspired visual elements, was designed to symbolize war, destruction, and humanity's impact on the planet. By incorporating themes from his poem, Planet Earth, Jackson transformed the performance into a powerful global message, one final plea urging audiences to protect a world he believed was already crying out for help. That final breathtaking sequence, where Michael flawlessly aligned his silhouetted figure against towering walls of digital fire, has since become one of the most haunting images associated with his final creative chapter. For many fans, it feels less like a rehearsal and more like a symbolic farewell frozen in time. The hidden struggle. Behind the explosive energy projected on stage, an entirely different reality was reportedly unfolding away from the spotlight. For Shake Your Body, Jackson meticulously designed routines that demanded absolute precision from every performer. What appeared effortless to audiences was, in reality, the result of countless hours spent shaping chaotic movement into perfectly synchronized formations. But according to those involved, the rehearsals exposed a troubling contradiction. While the choreography remained remarkably polished, members of the production team later described witnessing an artist battling profound exhaustion. Several accounts suggest that Jackson frequently appeared physically depleted, struggling with persistent chills and visible fatigue that at times disrupted rehearsals altogether. Even so, he continued pushing forward. Insiders claim that during certain rehearsals, Jackson chose to conserve energy by marking movements and selectively miming portions of songs rather than delivering every vocal at full intensity. The live band often carried the momentum while he focused on staging, timing, and overall creative direction. As a result, sessions reportedly became increasingly unpredictable. One moment, Jackson would display the extraordinary precision and creative brilliance that had defined his career. The next, rehearsals could come to an abrupt halt due to concerns surrounding his physical condition. Looking back, these recordings reveal more than preparation for a concert. They reveal an artist engaged in a deeply personal battle, determined to deliver an unforgettable spectacle despite enormous internal struggles. The JAM Manifesto. Industrial sound, urban aggression, relentless energy. For JAM, Michael envisioned something far more ambitious than a standard performance. Reports indicate that he reimagined the song as a high-impact theatrical experience, combining the spirit of the original with contemporary hip-hop influences and futuristic stage design. The result was unlike anything audiences had previously seen. Drawing inspiration from imagery used in his film, Ghosts, and incorporating an intense military-inspired dance segment known as the drill, Jackson transformed the number into a visually explosive statement. Working closely with his musical team, he reportedly emphasized the song's hardest edges, shattering sound effects, heavy bass textures, and industrial rhythms, believing that jam represented far more than entertainment. To him, it was a declaration. One of the production's most ambitious moments arrived during the now famous Light Man sequence. Wearing a specially engineered costume embedded with thousands of LED lights, Jackson appeared to emerge directly from the screen itself, blurring the boundaries between technology and performance. Yet despite the elaborate visual effects, Jackson reportedly insisted that the heart of the song remained rooted in rhythm and human emotion. Even while facing physical challenges, he remained determined to perform key portions himself, using music as a reminder that his artistic voice remained powerful. Dialogue with the past. Music often connects generations. But for Michael Jackson, I'll Be There represented something even deeper, a deeply personal conversation with his own past. During preparations for This Is It, Jackson incorporated newly restored footage from his early Motown years, creating an emotional visual dialogue between the global icon he had become and the child who first captured the world's attention decades earlier. According to those close to the production, he specifically requested soft, warm lighting to preserve a sense of innocence and nostalgia, viewing the performance as a return to the foundations that shaped him. Simplicity became essential. Determined to showcase the natural purity of his voice, Jackson reportedly chose to strip away many supporting elements. Working alongside longtime vocal coach Seth Riggs, he participated in extensive a cappella rehearsals, carefully testing the arena's acoustics to ensure every note could resonate throughout the venue. Collaborating closely with musical director Michael Bearden, he ultimately reduced the arrangement to gentle piano accompaniment and subtle bass textures, creating a quiet emotional pause amid the show's larger spectacle. And perhaps that is what makes these final rehearsals so powerful. They captured not only a performer preparing for a comeback, but an artist revisiting his beginnings, protecting his legacy, and continuing to create despite overwhelming challenges. Although the curtain eventually fell, Michael Jackson's influence endures through his music, innovation, and timeless performances. His final rehearsals remain a poignant reminder of the passion, discipline, and artistry that inspired generations across the world. But even now, many fans continue to ask the same haunting question. What more might Michael Jackson have created if he had been given just a little more time?